Okay, I'm your teacher Patty, and today we are learning some road safety vocabulary. Are you ready? Okay, here we have a street lamp, litter bin, pedestrian crossing, traffic lights, pavement, road, road sign, bench, And now let's revise the modal must. Do you remember when do we have to use the modal auxiliary must? Exactly, we use must to talk about obligations. For example, as a citizen, you must walk on the pavement. Why is it an obligation? Because if you walk on the road, you may have an accident. And remember that to make sentences we need the subject, the modal auxiliary must, a verb, and then the complement. And now let's revise mustn't. Do you remember when do we use mustn't? Yes, to talk about prohibition. For example, you mustn't throw away litter. Why? Because if you do it, you pollute the city. And to make sentences with mustn't, remember that we need a subject, the modal auxiliary must plus not, a verb, and the complement. Here we have some examples. Run across the road. You must or you mustn't? You mustn't, exactly, because if you run across the road, you may have an accident. Play with balls in the street. You mustn't, yes, it is dangerous and you may have an accident too. When you cross a road, you must hold a grown-up's hand. It's more secure. When you cross a road, you must use the pedestrian crossing. And if you are in the street, you must walk on the pavement, because if you walk on the road, it's dangerous. And when you are walking down the street, you mustn't use the mobile phone, because it's dangerous too. And now remember that we use must to talk about obligations. And we use I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Must. I must, you must, he must, she must, it must, we must, they must. And to talk about prohibitions, we need to use the modal auxiliary must plus not. I mustn't, you mustn't, he mustn't, she mustn't, it mustn't, we mustn't, they mustn't. Okay, thank you, and remember that today we learned some road safety vocabulary and revise the modal auxiliaries must for obligation and mustn't for prohibition. Okay, bye.